Hey, this is Artie Astor from B Sharp and C. So it's been recommended to me to check out this cover band, who some people think is the best cover band on YouTube, which that's a big claim. So I don't know. The Lexington Lab Band, and I want to do a song here by Stevie Nicks because Stevie Nicks is very hard to replicate. Stop Dragging My Heart Around. I believe that's Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty, but it says here just Stevie Nicks. But I believe it was Stevie Nicks and Tom Petty. Let's go. Let's see what they got. Oh, I got to pull it up so my face is on the side. I need side face. Okay, let's do it. Nice camera work. Oh, this sounds good. Whoa.
Baby, you come knocking on my front door. Same old line used to use before. I said, yeah, well, what am I supposed to do? I didn't know what I was getting into. Say you've had a little trouble in town. Now you're keeping some demons down. Stop dragging my heart around.
Okay, so far we've had verse and chorus. So far, everything is so well engineered. Very, very, very well engineered. I love the sound. I love her voice. I love how they're really replicating the studio version here. Um, I love it. If they're using any auto tune or pitch correction, I can't hear it, and that is what you want with a song like this. You know, rock and roll, especially like '80s rock, is not a genre where you want to hear the auto tune. So if you use it, don't make us know you're using it. That's the secret of using auto tune and pitch correct. It doesn't sound like they're using any here, which I think is just fantastic. The guitar riff in the beginning, bow, bow, wow, 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 wow. The use of the organ, everything is so nice, and it's just so nicely engineered. It's crisp all around. You can distinguish all the instruments, everything is nicely panned, perfectly equalized. It's just a good job. And I have no doubt that the rest of this song is going to sound just as fantastic as the first minute and 5 seconds. Nice tone on that guitar, too.
It's hard to think about what you want. It's hard to think about what you lost. This doesn't have to be the big bad even. This doesn't have to be anything at all. I know you really want to tell me goodbye.
Ooh, nice voice.
You really want to be your own girl. Baby, you could never look me in the eye. Let it buckle in the weight of the words. Stop dragging my heart These people run.
I've always wanted that guitar. I like long guitar solos, and I've always, even in the studio version, and a lot of Tom Petty songs, because the Tom Petty band, the Heartbreakers, they a lot of their riffs that they come up with on the guitar sound like the beginning to epic guitar solos, but then they never end up being epic guitar solos. And listen to this rake when he goes into that first note on this guitar riff. Whoever discovered the rake, I think, is probably the most unsung hero in the music world. freaking love it, man. You mute the first like three or four strings you hit before you hit the target string. Love it.
There's people running around loose in the world. They ain't got nothing better to do. Make a meal of some bright-eyed kid. You'll need
Nice.
someone looking after you. I know you really wanna tell me goodbye. I know you really wanna be your own girl. Maybe you could never look me in the eye. While you buckle with the weight of the words. Stop dragging my heart around. Stop dragging my heart around.
Man, that organ is just, I love, and I think, is that a real, is that an actual Hammond? Sounds so good.
Stop dragging my heart around. Stop
Man, the sound of that organ, I can't get over it. It's just so good. I think it sounds like a Hammond. It's so present, and this is one of the reasons why, like, even though I'm a multi-instrumentalist and I play different instruments, I'm the most comfortable with the keyboard anyways. And when I'm with a band, I would actually prefer to sit in the background and play backing organ and just background organ, because you're the secret to the depth of the music and no one even knows it and no one cares, you know? And that background organ is just, it adds so much. And if it were not in the song, you would think something's missing, but you wouldn't know what. And I think that, I don't know, there's just something about it. And it's so perfectly engineered and equalized.
Stop dragging my heart around.
Listen to that.
Stop dragging my heart around.
It's got the telly going, nice tone. Woof. He just, and then just brings his hands down the keys. That stuff right there. Look. Love it, man. Okay, it sounds like he's got a Leslie speak. Is that a Hammond organ? Do they show it from the front?
Keep it strong, deep.
I mean, that looks like a Hammond organ. I don't know if there's a camera angle from the front. I believe Hammond organs say Hammond on the front. Do they explain what the equipment is? Wow, look at that. I already subscribed. The B3. Mike Vandermark. And it sounds like he's got a Leslie speaker on there. It goes far. It goes really far when you have a Hammond B3 organ and and it sounds like he's using a Leslie speaker. I mean, I could be wrong. I've never played a Hammond organ. I usually use a keyboard or a MIDI controller, like you see right here. This is the Keylab 61 I usually use this to do all my keyboard work, and you can get really good sound with it. But trust me, a lot of keyboards nowadays can replicate a Hammond B3 very well. But there's really nothing like the real thing. There's really nothing like the real thing, and I can't explain it. I can't explain it. I don't know. It's like watching a movie where you know you see a person, right? But then there's a scene where they use CGI because the person's doing something incredible, like jumping over a building or something stupid. You can kind of tell that, okay, yes, that's that person's face and body and everything else, but you know that it's computer generated. There's something about listening to any type of organ. It doesn't just have to be a Hammond, but it's something like listening to an organ and then realizing that you're getting the actual natural sound that that organ generates. Even though the organ does plug in, you're still getting its natural sound, you know? Um, really, really nice. I don't know. This is the Lexington Lab Band. So let me go back to the song now because I'm a little beside myself. It wasn't exactly like the studio version. But it was close enough so that it was an actual replica of the studio version. This was a cover of the studio version. They didn't take too many liberties, but I heard some differences, especially with the harmonizing, things like that. That male vocalist is just, my God. And it's weird because I was focusing so much on the Stevie Nicks part because her voice is so unique. But Tom Petty's voice is unique too. But I wasn't focusing on that. So when that dude came in and started singing, I was like, oh my God, this guy sounds freaking good. Didn't even sound like Tom Petty. He just sounded so damn good. And it wasn't, it didn't have to, he didn't have to replicate Tom Petty. He just did it right, you know? Um, this is amazing. And it's weird because when I was going through Google and I was researching all these cover bands and I'm on a cover kick right now, this came up as could this be YouTube's best cover band? And I mean the best is such a subjective term, but I mean looking at what they did and looking at the work that they put into it, not just the preparation for the song itself to replicate the studio version in such a beautiful way, but the equipment that's used. I mean, you have a B3 organ, you have a full setup here. Going back to the video. Hold on a second. Let me just share the screen again. I apologize for that. So, I mean, you have a bunch of people in a room, a nice drum setup. It's just, and I've always said this in music, the backup singers were just fantastic. And you can tell they're into music because they have instruments that are not being used in the back. So these guys have dedicated themselves to, um, look at that drum setup. It's nice. Nice. And go back to the keyboard setup. Look at that. I mean, look at that. It looks like he's got a Fender Rhodes back there too. I mean, this takes time and resources. First of all, it takes resources to get all these instruments ready, and this is the real deal. I mean, that looks like a real Fender Rhodes. He's got a Hammond B3. I mean, there's to be able to, I, it's not like four people in their basement with a bunch of, cheap guitars and cheap keyboards. And I'm not saying that that's bad. I think that that's fantastic. I'm just saying that these guys have dedicated their resources to music, and they're dedicating their resources not just to music but to perpetuating what made music great. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on this kick lately of reacting to cover bands, because there's not a whole lot of great new music out there. And even music that comes out that's new, that's great, it still has traces of music being created in the 2020s. It just does. I can hear a brand new song and be like, oh, that was done in the 2020s. All with the exception of Gothic country or Southern Gothic music, right? Or dark country or outlaw country. That music, even if it could come out in 2026, which now it's 2026, a gothic country song could come out in 2026 and they're using violin, mandolin, banjo, guitar. You don't hear any auto tune. Yeah, like that genre can come out with a new song and it still sounds like it did back in the 1990s or 1980s or 70s, you know, or heck, 60s when you stop and think about it, you know, like Willie Nelson. So, I mean, a lot of newer music that comes out, I hear it and I say, nice song. But then I can hear within the song that it's a song created after technology made man lazy. And what these guys are doing here is they're perpetuating what made music great, the organic nature of music. And that's one of the reasons why I'm on this kick lately of reacting to cover bands, because I think that what they're doing is a wonderful thing. And I used to not think that way. And it just goes to show that with time, opinions change. I used to hate cover bands and think to myself, come up with something new. But they're perpetuating the songs and the music and the style that made rock and roll, that made music great. And I just think it's fantastic. Anyways, let me know what you think of the Lexington Lab Band. I think these guys are absolutely fantastic. I'm going to put a link to this song in the description of the video. I'm also going to tag them. But if you think that you know of a cover band, maybe a cover band that's better than the Lexington Lab Band, by all means, put it in the comment section. This is Artie Astor from B Sharp and C. Ow. Why did that hurt? Anyways, keep it groovy.